Hello walkers, and welcome back to City Walks, the channel where I walk you around places that are hopefully interesting and engaging. We have walked all over the world, and I'm going to start across the street here towards Smelter City Brewing here in Anaconda, Montana, before I talk too much more. I did a walk earlier today that hopefully you've had a chance to see, or at least see exists. We are going to start off at the corner of Commercial and Main. It is a glorious morning, about 11:30 a.m. and it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. So we stand in front of this beautiful 19th century building that's been redone to a significant extent. They're still working on the upstairs, I think. But the brewing company has actually been here for quite a while and now, and is pretty cool inside. I'm gonna show you, see if I can show you in there. Hopefully you can see past the reflection. Just a really neat space, and then they've got an outdoor space as well. Lots of wood and metal and grass. I don't know, seems like a cool place. So I'm gonna flip you around so you can introduce myself here. 1, 2, 3. Hi there, my name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide, your co-discoverer. I'm gonna flip you around again here. 1, 2, 3. I say co-discoverer, here's a tap room, because I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert trained tour guide or anything in most of the places we go. And so we are going to discover cool stuff together. And cool is what I think is cool because I've got the camera. I want to thank our Patreon supporters today. You guys, your support goes a long way towards making this channel possible, keeping me engaged, keeping me excited to make this channel, make these walking videos. Thank you. Thank you to the Patreon. Thank you to the folks who have done one-time contributions. Look at this copper molder here, the old burglar alarm. What am I saying? The PayPal and Coffee supporters as well. We can do one-time support. Those links are in the description below. Beautiful, beautiful day, as I was saying, here in Montana. It's the end of July, and it has just been a wonderful summer so far. Really just pleasant, not too hot, but not too smoky, not too rainy either. We've had some rain. This wonderful old building, the Montana building, 1888. I'm going to give you a couple bits of info about Anaconda and maybe some other little tidbits, and then we'll get on with, I'll probably try and be quiet is what I'm saying. So here's a lovely little pocket park. I can't remember what this one's called. I should know that. But it's here on the corner, and I just love this old building beyond. The Anaconda has about 10,000 people in the city-county designation, so not just in town, but around. It's right near the Continental Divide, near the Pintler Mountains, and not far off, about 5 miles off of I-90. It is historically a smelting town. So back, it was I guess started by Marcus Daly, one of the copper kings out of Butte, Montana, and in the 1800s, smelted a bunch of the copper ore from Butte, and has the environmental record to show for it. All they've done a huge job cleaning up the remnants from the mining from back when they didn't know better. Right. We're going to see some interesting buildings up here as we make our way up to the Courthouse, and then we'll sort of wend our way around on the way up and on the way back through some neighborhoods. So this is the old post office. Reminds me of the one looks very similar to the one in Livingston. And I don't I didn't get a good look at this. Oh yeah, okay. I think they've put this metal facade on what was an 1930s building, maybe, I want to say. In fact, I think what we're going to do on our way up is to go over to the park, Anaconda Park. It's probably Kennedy Park, sorry. They're redoing this old building. And in so going, we'll get a chance to see our destination, but also the Washoe Theater, which is pretty kind of a neat old sign. I love those old, I guess it's Art Deco, I don't really know, those 1920s and 30s signs. I think this is Kennedy Park, and in the winter, I did a walk here 4 years ago in December, and they have an ice skating rink put up and Christmas lights and all kinds of neat stuff. Super fun urban park, you know, and you see we saw some of the commercial buildings, but on the other side of the park are these little residential buildings, and on the other side I think is the high school. I think that's the high school.
Are you that one guy that goes around town videoing all of it?
I'm gonna pause real quick. Very cool. Just met somebody who asked me if I was the guy who walked around, and he'd watched the videos from 4 years ago, just the other day. I love this old pavilion here. I suppose it's for bands or whatever. Speechifying, that sort of thing. Look at the setting here. This city is nestled into a valley of the Pintler Mountains, I guess. You can see the other side over there, much drier on the south-facing slope. And they just rise up everywhere. It's just beautiful, beautiful valley. And I love these old buildings and the spruce trees. Oh, it's great. Anyway, I want to direct you to citywalksvirtualtours.com if you want to find more of these walks, the old walks of Anaconda as well. Searchable by keyword, by location from all over the world, and by walk length. That, across the street, I think we're going to cross over that. This is 4th Street. Yeah, you got a stop sign here. This is the junior high school. On the right, I thought it was the high school. I think the high school is newer up there, and we'll walk past that in a little bit. But I want to go to the, I've already forgotten the name of it, the free library. Something free library. Look at this beautiful building. Well maintained. Hearst Free Library. Isn't that gorgeous? Those giant columns and the decorations.
Isn't that a beautiful building?
It really is. I was just saying that.
Yeah, it is. It's always been there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, they keep up with it.
Someone slowed their car to comment about how beautiful the building was. Maybe you heard that. Neat clock. What's one of the things about these small towns all over the place, not just Montana, not just America, but everywhere I've gone, people in small towns tend to be friendly and welcoming and eager to help or engage. Let's just poke our head in real quick. Oops. I would film more in there, but it's a public space and I don't want to intrude on people's library experience. Just give you a quick view. We continue up Main. It's interesting how these residential houses are still here. I saw a deer earlier, several deer earlier in town, hence the chicken wire as they get these plants started, these shrubs. It's kind of a mix of new and old houses. Those look fairly old. That looks fairly new. Nice modern high school. Normally I wouldn't film around schools, but it is summer vacation, so I feel like we can get away with it today. I'm not intruding too much. Crossing 5th. And I'm gonna duck down this way and then loop back. First of all, there's this kind of neat house with the metal cupola up top. I want to comment on the wide streets here. A lot of these western towns have wide streets. My understanding is that the purpose of that was so that wagons, particularly freight wagons, could turn around and make other turns. So although I've seen people with 4-horse wagons make a U-turn quite easily. Drivers can make those things turn really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen this, not remotely relevant, but my dad used to drive, this place, used to drive mule wagons. And he had 4 for a while, but he would send me these videos of these horse-drawn wagons with like 20 or 24 horses, and how they managed them was just amazing. Some older homes in here. This is very much a blue-collar town, very democratic town, very pro-union, I believe, at least it has been in the past. Probably due to its mining and industrial history. This place, this is beautiful home. I love these porches, covered porch like that. Oh, it smells good too. Somebody's got, oh, must be those flowers back there. We're gonna make a left on 6th. This is the Memorial Gym. Very much I don't know what the style is, but reminds me of an armory, National Guard armory. I also have a Facebook group called Citywalks Virtual Tours for All. I post my walks there. I post other people's walks there. I post news articles about the health benefits of walking. And what even better, you guys, if you join the group, can also post walks and articles and your thoughts photos, whatever, your accomplishments there. I encourage you to check that out if you're on Facebook. Neat old stone church, St. Mark's. One of the things I want to point out in the distance is that big smokestack tower looking thing in the distance, which is a smokestack tower. It's from the old smelter, I believe, and was at one point the tallest. I think I called it ceramic in my earlier video, but I think it's masonry tower structure in the US for a long time. Getting up to the courthouse. Somebody's getting a new roof. You know, I said it's 70 degrees, I think, and it is wonderful in the shade, but we're high enough that in elevation that the sun heats things up, the direct sunlight, very quickly. Okay, I talked about the deer eating shrubs earlier, and I talked about seeing some deer, including, I won't mention it, but a doe and a couple fawns earlier, just sort of ambling through town like they didn't have a concern in the world. Well, right up here, enjoying the tasty lilac bush, looks like. No, that's not a lilac. Is a buck. A nice buck, too. He's still in velvet. As we cross 7th. And we're gonna give him a wide berth, just so we don't bother him. That is a lilac bush. Huh. Hey there, bud. How you doing? No muss, no fuss. Here's the Deer Lodge Courthouse. I think in the walk I did 4 years ago, I commented on how kind of amazing it was that 1898 in Montana, they built a structure like this. It's beautiful. They've done a great job of maintaining it and keeping it up as well. I think that's like 11 years after we became a state here. Up on the hill is the old cemetery, stretches for quite a ways actually. But we're gonna make a left here. Very cool. I think we're on 8th. Pardon me. It looks like an old church, a tiny little old church. Huh. Neat. I'm not religious myself, but I do admire the collective effort and collective beauty and love that is required to come together for a group to come together and build a church. And when they take the time to make it beautiful, all the better. Let's head down Oak Street, see what we can see down there. I think in my earlier video I might have called this direction west, and I think it's actually north. It is. It's north. There's the back of the high school over there. Pardon me. I think we're going to go down this way. Old asphalt tank, maybe?
I see you. Okay.
Deer safe garden. I like this little porch too. It's not quite as wide as I would like, but I like the curved aspect of it. Nice and long too. Find some shade here. Actually, we're going to go down one more block. Look at, I just noticed these street lights are old style. That's kind of neat. I wonder, I'm curious, if the different styles of churches are due to changes in the times, like when they were built, or if it is due to denomination. Well, here's a grade school. I'm gonna swing you around here. So we saw that other church up by the courthouse, very blocky, kind of Gothic. And this has a kind of a steeple and bell tower, or belfry. Not sure. I mean, I don't think it's a church anymore, but interesting differences. There's an old home. Like that solar install. That's a big one. No, it's not that big. It's nice though. In Montana, there's another steepled church. Let's go look at that one. That looks kind of nice. In Montana, we have currently still net metering, which means that as a solar owner, you're still connected to the grid. And when you produce a surplus, then that goes into the grid and you get credited. You don't get cash. But you do get credits from the power company, Northwestern in our case. And we're currently I'm paying 13 cents a kilowatt hour. So you still have to pay a little connection fee. I think it's like $4 or $5. And you can end up with zeroing out your electricity bill. And I have a solar install. And I love it. It zeroes out. In fact, I actually scaled it up so that it would be a surplus in case I added on any extra electrical appliances such as heat pumps. And I love the fact that I'm putting more electricity into the grid. I don't get money for that, and if I were to somehow use it up throughout the year, what am I saying here? No, if I don't, it doesn't roll over. So that credit in April zeroes out again, which is, it's fine, it's fair. But I just love the idea of self-sufficiency. It's a pretty building. I like self-sufficiency. I like doing my part for the environment. I love not paying into a state subsidized monopoly. And a highly regulated state subsidized monopoly. That's just my own thing. And that's why I got solar, and I'm glad I did it. And every time they raise rates, which they've done a couple times now, I pat myself on the back for saving just a little bit extra. Anyway, I have these, what I call perambulation pontifications on these walks sometimes. And that's going to be the one for today. We're on 4th Street here. And one of these streets I'm going to loop back. It's not going to be this one though. There's another church down there. World of churches here. VFW Post 1876. So if you're not from the States, you may not be aware of what the VFW is, and it stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars, and it's a veterans organization. Oftentimes they are also, they contribute things to the community through volunteer work and donations and scholarships. You don't see a lot of this anymore. For a while out west, you could see a lot of these buildings, and they would have the, I don't know if that's brick or siding, but I think it's siding. It's basically the same stuff they make asphalt shingles out of, and they made it look like brick. And it's just another form of siding. I don't know that it lasts that long, but this certainly seems to have lasted. It's not new. You can kind of see the overlapping there. Coming up on 3rd Street, we're gonna make a left. Some kids out playing. Oh, here's another little deer. Look at this. Little spike. There. They are not wary here. Excuse me. The American Legion is another veterans organization, and they definitely give out scholarships. My son got a scholarship recently from them. Super excited for him. It's like somebody lost a Mylar balloon. Excuse me. Huh. On the corner of this building up here, excuse me, is a sign for, I believe, a nuclear fallout shelter. I think that's what that symbol means. Looks like the correct age for this building. Look at that building. Lorraine Apartments. So it's this orange thing up there. It says fallout shelter. Fred Murray School. And another church. there. So the young guy that I met earlier in the park, I'm gonna give him a shout out, Adam. Thanks for speaking up. That kind of makes my day. That know people that are watching these, seeing them, enjoying them. Thank you. I think your name was Adam. I'll have to look back at the comments. I'm so poor with names, in one ear, out the other. I try to remember them, but I think I get anxious and forget to commit it to memory sometimes. Excuse me. Oh, nice looking labs. We're on 3rd Street. I don't know if I mentioned that. More of these classic style street lights, although these look a little newer. Actually, walkers, I think this is going to be it for this walk. I think we've getting back into what we've already covered. So I want to thank you guys for joining me exploring Anaconda in the summertime this time. I've certainly enjoyed it. Love seeing these places in different seasons, and I really love these small Montana towns. They're just really special and friendly and welcoming. And now I want to come back in the winter again at night and skate on this ice skating rink in the winter. In any case, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again soon, probably from Butte. Until then, keep on stepping.